This is a Watson's safety squat bar, and new costs over £500, and I bought this one for £90. But there's a reason it was £90. The sleeves are covered in rust and the paintwork is battered. Luckily, the pads look okay, but I've got absolutely no idea how this is going to clean up. So the plan is simple. Can I restore this and get it looking brand new again, or should I have just bought a regular safety squat bar? Okay, so first of all, we're going to inspect the sleeves. So as you can see here, the sleeves are really heavily rusted. There doesn't seem to be any deep pitting or anything, but these are pretty bad. I'm hoping this is just surface rust. So although I bought this only at £90, I'm not sure at the moment if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to sell it on. The restoration plans for this and the costs need to keep maybe to about £50. So what we're going to start with is these wire brush sets. It started to rain, are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so change of plan, we had to move, it started raining and I need to get this out as soon as possible. I'm going to attack the sleeves right now. I don't want to go too heavy at the start because I don't want to scratch it. I want this looking as new as possible at the end. And let's see how we go. One thing I should mention, when I reached out to Watson to get their help, what they said was start with a steel brush, then there's something called an emery cloth, which I'd never heard of before, and then you finish with a Scotch Brite pad. You can already see this is coming off. When we look close with this camera, I've only just done one little bit of it, but you can see that that's taken off quite a lot of the surface rust already. My finger is telling me that it's not all gone, but it's starting to look quite good. So we're going to carry on. Let's continue. And oh, I've got my little helper as well. Done the top part so far. What I'm going to do now is something called an emery cloth, which honestly I'd never heard of before, but Watson told me to use this. It's basically sandpaper, but there's like a cloth underneath, so it's kind of tear resistant. Anyway, sandpaper. And you can already see the rust is coming off that. Smooth. You can still see a little bit of rust here and there, which I'm going to have to work on. I think I'm going to get the Scotch Brite pad out now and just try and refine it, but I think most of the surface rust is pretty much gone. So just humour me for 1 second. This is where we've got to so far on this sleeve, and then if we walk around to the other side, look at that. Look at the difference, that's mad. It is easier to work around the bar when it's on this pad, but it's probably not coming off as easily. It's also a forearm workout. I'm going to apply some 3-in-1 oil to the sleeves as they will start to rust. I have got major regrets right now. I just about finished on the sleeves, coated them in WD-40, and I thought that was good for today. And then I wondered what would it be like if I just had a look at the paint and see how easy it is to strip it back, because I was thinking, yeah, maybe I do need to strip it back rather than just touch up individual bits and then paint it. Even with the drill, it's taking me about 5 minutes just to do that tiny bit. This is going to take absolutely hours, and then I've got to prime it and paint it. So I'm really regretting that now, and this is going to be a huge job. Hopefully this is worth it. So in the end, I went down the paint stripper route instead. It was going to take far too long to do it with the steel brushes. As you can see, the paintwork was actually pretty bad, but here in about a few minutes, we'd already managed to get quite a lot of paint off. So here we are, we're on day 2. I'll have shown you by now some of the B-roll footage of getting the first half of the bar done. We're now on to the second half of the bar. This one is going a little bit easier. So I've just applied the paint stripper there, done one coat, and then we've started to take off some of the first layer of paint. What I'm noticing already is, hopefully the camera can pick up on this, there is rust underneath the paintwork. So I'm actually really glad that I'm stripping this, because I can get it back, get rid of that rust, clean it up, prime it, paint it. Right, we're done. This is probably as good as I'm willing to get it now. This is pretty much back to the bare steel. There's a few things that I need to refine and maybe sand in the corners, but I think we're ready to degrease, prime, leave it a day, and then paint it tomorrow. I then used this zinc primer, which is what Watson told me to use. It's a spray on, you can see it drying here. It's a nice matte finish, which makes it really easy to spray the paint over. So we are nearly there. I didn't think we were going to get to this point. When I saw the state of the bar in the earlier part of the project, honestly, I didn't think we were going to get to this stage. So I didn't actually film as much as I thought I might because I nearly gave up. But I'm so happy that we did because I think the bar is looking really smooth. I used a satin paint instead of a matte paint, which is closer to the original finish. I'm about to do a second coat of the paint now, and then I will finish it with this clear lacquer. I'll probably do 2 or 3 coats of that just to make sure that the paint holds up when you're putting it on the J cups. I'm so happy so far. So once this is done, then we'll unwrap everything, probably go over the sleeves once more just to make sure it's fine, clean up the pad, and we are good to go. We're on the home run now. The paintwork is finished. We've got 3 or 4 coats of lacquer on there just to see how well the paint can hold up on the J cups, but it's looking really strong. The only thing that we've got to do now is there's a lot of residue from where I've taped up the pad to protect it, and I've got to remove all of that. When I bought it, the pad had some dirt on it, and then where the Velcro is on the main pad, there's like a sticky residue, so I'm just going to clean that up, get rid of that, and then I think we're good to squat. Onto the home straight, just cleaning up the pad now. I'm using washing up liquid and warm water because it wasn't that dirty anyway. I'm just getting some of that sticky residue off. And here's the finished bar. I'm so happy with how this came out. The paintwork looks great. The sleeves look great. The pad, to be fair, was great anyway. I really can't wait to start using this bar. The one thing I might have done in retrospect was spend a little bit more time sanding the bar back, but it's quite a lot of effort, and I think halfway through this I realised I probably won't resell it anyway. I want to keep this bar and I want to get squatting. So this is my first session with it, cheered on by some Uruguay fans over there. I'm just getting used to it now. I'm actually using some squat wedges beneath, which are also Watson, and they were given to me by the person I bought the bar off. One thing to say about this bar, which I hadn't really noticed before I used it, the camber is so deep. It makes it feel totally different to other safety squat bars that I've used before. The weight sits much lower and it seems to transfer weight to the quads a little bit more. I don't know if that's what it's meant to do, but that's how I felt it anyway. And then when I spoke to the guys on the Watson stand at Elevate Expo, they told me that the handles are so long on this bar for a particular reason. You can either draw the handles further into the body, which changes the position on the back, or you can push the handles up, which makes it feel a little bit more like a front squat. Then to finish up, we've got some calf raises, and you don't even need your hands on the bar. I was actually holding onto the Smith machine, and then I was doing some kind of good morning type movements. I didn't load these up with weight because I wasn't sure how this was going to feel, but it turns out it feels amazing, especially on the hamstrings and the glutes and the upper back as you drive further forward. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, something a little bit different for the channel. Now what's coming up, we've got a review on this Rogue handle, which is possibly one of the best things I bought for this gym in the last year or so. And then following that, I'm also going to do a review on that Swift bike over there, just in case some of you are looking to up your cardio game. As always, if you've enjoyed it, be a gem and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.